Call the meeting to order. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Dunbar. Parker.
Here.
Mazer.
Here.
Sofa absent. Weaver. Wareham.
Here.
Zimmer.
Make a motion to excuse the absence of Sofa.
I'll second.
Harper.
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
Sofa absent. Weaver.
Yes.
Wareham.
Yes.
Zimmer.
Yes.
Dunbar.
Yes.
All right. First off, I'd like to welcome everybody and say Happy New Year to everybody, and let's make 2025 a great year. And we'll start with non-agenda items from the sidelines, and we'll start with Al Lapierre.
Here. My name's Al LaPierre. I live at 35184 Boardman. I want to talk to you tonight about stormwater issues. Before Boardman was fixed, every time it rained, you'll say, he'll let you know, it used to blow out my approach. I'd get ruts like this. Now,
Could I just ask you real quick, where is your house at? I'm not familiar with the
is the
Firestein's, I don't know,
the old Firestein house?
Which house is it?
second house to the east, on the south side.
two-story brick.
Yeah.
Anyways, now, since they fixed it, there was a drain between my house and the well house next door, and they didn't replace it. So now, the only drain there is on the east side of my driveway. So all the water comes down, and goes straight down my driveway, it's blowing out my driveway again. It's dry, not the rest of the driveway, not the approach, because it's cement now. But my wife's aunt got stuck in there the other day and had his neighbor pull her out. I think a lot of it comes from Union. I mean, if you actually did some work to Union, put some sewers in there, put some sidewalk, the road isn't much more than a gravel road right now anyways. I'd really like to see you guys put some in there, and that might do the job, because we can sit there and watch most of the water come right, make a right, come right down the road.
It's absolutely correct, and that will be addressed when we're in the process of doing Union and repairing that water main break location.
We do have that on the schedule for spring of 2025.
Outstanding, thank you so much.
The drain doesn't need to be replaced though?
We're adding a drain.
We have to add,
We're gonna
yeah.
add
At the
a,
end of Union, right? Or on Union, right?
where,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Union, yeah.
Jim Fields.
Jim Fields, 80263 Bell River Road. Happy 2025. I sent an email to the city council and the mayor. I got Mr. Weaver replied, thank you for at least doing that. Donna, thank you for sending me the balance of my account that was received tonight and the agendas. Again, I went out and I did some more on the stormwater issue. I documented a bunch more stuff where the problem at Lois with the construction is going under Bell River, where the drain tile runs down between lot 4 and 5. But the development's not there, so we're getting the ponding and still the ponding back on that back lot, so that's still an issue. I know the 3 new houses on the east side of Bell River, that tile coming into the existing house was never replaced when they did those front sidewalks, so it's a dead head, now it just floods across that lot. And then it rolls down the sidewalk into one tile and doesn't flow, so that's something that needs to be addressed.
You're talking about where it ties into the existing sidewalk?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
not, there's no tie in there.
The tile
They
is,
didn't replace it.
rotted and flow.
Right. And the sidewalk's lower anyway, so now the water is just, and it's
Yeah.
freezing there, because I walk my dogs there, so.
Right, you're there all the time.
Yeah,
It's
so,
insane.
yeah.
On the other part of the I had sent the one request on the 12th and the 13th to expand my existing request on the notifications on the agenda. I hadn't heard anything on that. And our understanding of the OMA and what that applies to with the way the new website's set up and some of your postings, need to pay a little more attention to the mechanics of that because it's not compliant per our view, right, Bob?
Right.
All right, so that second part of my request that I put in would have affected like the special meeting that you held. Even though you met the 18-hour requirement for the posting, by putting it here, I had put a pre-standing in request where that should have been sent out to the media for print, so that doesn't just happen in one place. I would suggest that you have Mr. Francis review that, because our understanding of the laws and the statute is completely different than what's being applied. Again, I point that out because it's a potential loophole, and if I can point it out to you, that means other people can use it as well. So I just want to draw your attention to that.
So which special meeting are you referring to?
So you had the special meeting in the afternoon, where you did the 2 o'clock special meeting.
Where you could be the signer.
Where you could be the signer.
Right, so when you did
Vacant
that,
land.
I had that request in to modify my notification request for the second stage of what they wanted me to call out for. Okay, that still needs to be applied. So even when you do your annual posting, like Donna had said at the last meeting, I only have to post regularly scheduled meeting once.
Right.
There still wasn't a posting, and it wasn't in the print media. That's what my request covers, or items like that. So, you know, on the website, you're showing the city council meetings, and you're showing the agendas and the minutes, so you have a verified official internet presence, which changes the definitions of how you interpret things per the Open Meetings Act. I would have your attorney review that. So,
No, I'm just confused on what you're saying because I just updated our website today and sent them over everything. And I put the special meetings on there in the minutes. So
at what time today? So when I looked at it this morning, it was still
no,
showing
it's
the
after.
others.
It's
Okay.
when I was up. You were actually.
But
here.
you
Over
still,
everything.
the special meeting, when you posted the special meeting, you posted the special meeting, the agenda for the special meeting the day after the special meeting on the website. It's admin stamped, it's time stamped, for the records.
We have to post it. It doesn't say where. We do put it on the front door, which you are aware of that. I post everything on the front door for everybody can see. It's, I think, 18-hour notice for a special meeting.
That's what I just
So it's
said.
not like I can't get it in the paper or anything
That's
right away.
what I just said, exactly.
Well, it was posted on the door then.
Okay, but
I'm just confused what you're saying, I guess.
So
It's-
read the written request that I sent notarized.
Okay, I did.
Have Mr. Francis look at it, and then look at how you're posting things on the website to make sure you're consistent. You're following the guidelines as they are spelled out in black and white. It's not open to interpretation. It's like last meeting, we had somebody defining a condominium, the site condominium, which is very black and white. It's a very specific definition, and it's still being carried on and being railroaded off. You know, the black and white of law is the black and white of the law. Statute is statute. So that's that. So just take a look at those things and try to tidy that stuff up. You know, we deal with this stuff, we see it, we look at it, we've reviewed it, we can go to other city sites, pull up the agenda meetings, pull up the minutes, you can pull up the things that are all accessible for citizens to see consistently. It's not 50-50, it's not 75-25, it's 100% black and white. The more you put out there, the more it alleviates problems, and then it makes people like me not keep bringing this stuff up, being a stick in the mud about it. So, it takes as much of my energy and time and money as it does yours. So,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to comments from the city administration. That's you.
The office will be closed on Wednesday, the 29th at 9:30. We have to go to, there's a new treasurer in Macomb County. She wants to go over the way we do settlements with everyone. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
That's
We'll be
both you
back.
and Amber.
Yeah, because for assessing too. And Bruce he's a police officer, usually delivers the packets, and he said he's been having trouble with some. Some don't have screen doors, and when it's raining and the snow we've been having, he's just been leaning against the house and he's afraid. He wants to know if there's any way we could get little boxes that we could set on each porch with a lid, for they don't get wet, and he could just, if someone could make them anything, he said they have to be nothing fancy, just to be able to put the agendas in, and then he knows they're there and they're not blown away or they're not wet when somebody's getting it. So he asked me to bring that up to you guys.
That's it?
Yeah, so, I mean, do we need to approve boxes for the porch, or
I can just,
if
I
anyone
think if we can all put our
Kenny,
own something up.
you can all pick your own?
yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
that'll be great.
If you don't have a screen or, you know,
Yeah.
then with the.
Yeah, I mean,
Just put it
then
where you
they've got a
want it.
specific-
One time he comes to the front, next time he comes to the side, so.
Same.
Two,
Sometimes he drops it at my
Yeah.
garage door, sometimes he
Yeah.
drops it at my front door.
Well, it depends on who's passing it out to.
Yeah.
It could be Dave on off days.
Yeah, it's usually, yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
All
But
right.
we'll put each foot in a safe spot.
All right, approval of regular meeting minutes. Oh. Is that administration stuff?
Thursday, we're having a meeting with Michigan Pipe, which is supplying our new smart water meters. And hopefully they'll get moving on that this month and on the installation of them. I believe that's 10 o'clock. And the arsenic removal plant has new media in it. We did have a glitch in our water system controls during that process also, so we were down about 3.5 days. We had to manually control the wells. And that was up and running 2 Sundays ago at about 2 a.m. So if anybody knows a little extra water going down the road or down our drive, out here, that was due to the water overflows. You know exactly the height when that starts spilling out then. And I think that's it.
So the meters are for the replacing the meters
Replacing of the entire town,
for the entire town.
yes. So
Okay.
the new homes have the meters, but they have to add a module so it will transmit the readings right to City Hall. That'll be a nice feature.
Are any of them gonna have to be inside the house, or are they all outside?
We shouldn't have to gain access unless there's an issue. Once they're all set up, but this could take a year before they're complete. I know it took us 2 years in '99 when we first metered the town, so. But like I say, the newer homes, have the new smart meters, but the module isn't set up to send the signals out to certain locations. To whichever city hall. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll update you on the, at the next council meeting, I'll have a spreadsheet in there, kind of update you on the grants, what's completed and what's to be completed, maybe the financial part of it as well. Okay,
Okay.
that's all I have.
Doug?
Fire department finished the year with 238 calls, which was actually down about 50 from the previous year, which had been down from the previous year before that. Larry and I are gonna start looking at budget here. I gave him some numbers to ponder today, so that's about it.
Is it down because we're responding less, or there's just less calls in general?
Yes. Well, no, they changed that dispatch protocol for medical calls, and that has reduced our number of calls tremendously.
So is there anything we could do do we want them increased? Is adding people increasing it, I guess?
I would say no.
Okay,
Leave it. No.
just curious.
I think you have Parks and Rec. here,
Parks and
too.
Rec.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we got a lot of things coming up. We have a senior lunch this Friday. The art Inside Out, of course, is coming. They're installing in May. We have 8 pieces. We have a daddy-daughter dance for March 1st. We have a couple trips. We're going to the Octagon House on March 8th and the Detroit Institute of Arts. They're picking us up here in Memphis. They can take 50 people, ages 55 plus, it's free. And then they have entertainment. Okay, and yeah, snacks. And then also Music in the Park, I've been preparing for that with 7 bands on Wednesdays this summer. And on a side note, the upstairs room at the library is painted. It looks great, it's patched and painted. And that's a big deal at the library. Yeah,
You take a walk through there, it does look nice. Yeah.
it does, yeah,
It's really nice.
yeah. Floors are next.
When are the floors next? Is there,
We're gonna enjoy 2 months of non-planning on that, and this year we'd like to start
okay,
looking at, people to do that.
okay.
Yeah.
Do they have the locations picked already for the art?
They do, yeah. So, one is right here, and then another one will be in front of the new city offices. Oh goodness, a library has one behind and in front, and, the Lions, yeah, I'm trying to remember. Anyway, and there's also one, next to Sage Creek. So, anyway, should be nice. I just got, information on which paintings and that too, so. Yeah.
All right. Anyone else for administration? No. All right, let's move on to approval of the regular minutes meeting from December 2nd, 2024.
I want to add to it, I'd like to amend the agenda to, under new business number 3, to increase the Visa credit card limit. Other than that, that's all.
Under new business, number 3, increase Visa card limit.
I make a motion to accept the agenda.
Catch it.
If anybody wants to support it.
I think they're writing it in.
I'll support.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa absent, Weaver,
Just a quick question, increase it from what to what?
Well,
but we're just writing it in
I
right
think
now.
we just, we
We'll
were
talk
talking
about
about.
it.
We're just amending right now the agenda.
Yes,
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
yes.
Dumper,
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Okay, the regular meeting minutes from December, do we have any changes or any recommendations?
You sent that one.
I move to accept the minutes as presented.
support.
Sofa absent, Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
All right, presentation and approval of the December disbursements report for $293,086.81. And the electronic wire transfers of $77,680.61.
I'll make that motion. Please.
Support.
Weaver,
Yes.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa absent.
Can I get a motion to approve the communications?
Make a motion to approve communications.
Support.
Wareham,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa absent, Weaver.
Yes.
All right, let's start with Mr. Jeff White.
Good evening, Mayor and members of council. For those that I have not met before, there's a couple of somewhat new faces, at least of me, on the board. I'm Jeff White. I run the Richmond Lennox Emergency Medical Service. As part of that, so I'm responsible for paramedics that operate both on the south and now the north side of your community, as well as those of Richmond and down to New Haven. As part of that, I also oversee the smart bus, small smart bus operation. You see the little, I call it airport-sized shuttle vehicles here that operate throughout your community. Those are used by a host of different people for a host of different reasons, and not to take up too much of your time, I'm always happy to ask any questions, but people use them for everything from getting to doctor's appointments to getting to work in some cases where people don't have driver's license, maybe because they have a seizure or a sight disorder, things like that. And even in some communities, and we have so many communities now, I don't know which ones use it for this and which ones don't, but we even work with some of the local senior programming and recreation department folks to get people to various events that those groups may put on. So it's kind of a pretty significant size, a diverse group of use for those small vehicles. The vehicles are paid for through monies we receive back from Smart Bus. Those are the same people that operate the big buses that you see once you get down on Gratiot Avenue, Hall Road, and all the way down to the city of Detroit. So those big kind of bus corridors. Everyone living in Macomb County, so all those south of Boardman pays $1 million to Smart every year. That's voted on countywide. And Smart, back in 1999, began providing a portion of that back to your community for use for local public transportation. We've got your community and 14 others now where we provide that service. So these dollars that come back are called municipal and community credits. There's a three-part agreement that you have in front of you tonight that basically council approves, and what it calls for is for those credits to be transferred from the city of Memphis back to Richmond Lennox EMS. And Smart takes care of all the administration. So the money never hits, if you will, your books. It's all done through Smart Bus if this is approved this evening. In Memphis, you receive, this year you are scheduled to receive $722 in what they call municipal credits and $2,710 in what is called community credits. This past year, we had 723 rides provided here on the Smart vehicles in the city of Memphis. I will only mention before the board votes tonight that something, just so you're kind of aware, there's been a number of your larger communities of the South that have been working very hard to see if they can't get more of this millage back into your local communities. Smart's a very large organization, and turning a battleship can take a long time. But there is good progress being made in that regard. We're not there yet, but I'm hopeful in the future more of these dollars will come back to Memphis and Richmond and even down farther to Chesterfield and New Baltimore. Time will tell. But what that caused this year was normally this contract, I would have been before you in about, I would have been before this board. Actually, I would have been before a board in about April, because this contract actually dates back now to July 1. So really, we've been operating on good faith since the 1st of July, believing that the communities would continue to want to have this service. I only say that tonight to share with you that I'll be back in April. so because Smart was so far behind in getting these contracts out. Smart produces these contracts, we don't. They were so far behind in getting these contracts out this year that we had nothing to get to you before the late part of December when I sent it to Donna, and she kind of rushed it, thankfully, onto your agenda. So really, all we're requesting, formally requesting, is that the community of Memphis authorize their mayor to execute the municipal and community credit contracts for fiscal year 2025 getting the amounts I mentioned listed in the contracts, and then Donna and I will work through the process of getting these completed. There's a little bit of paperwork we have to complete, and she can get it to me, and I will get it down to the folks at Smart Bus. Unless there's any questions, that's all I have.
I had a question.
Oh, certainly.
So through Parks and Recreation, we use a smart bus, and I was informed in November that they're cutting my service. I can't use it within, it's a very small region I can use it in now. Restrictions, so it's cut.
Absolutely. So, so fair question. So, the region's still pretty good size, just small is kind of in all of how you define it. So because of the 14 communities we serve, any of our communities can take their seniors and residents as far east as the Macomb County line, because it's paid for in Macomb County, not in St. Clair County. They can go as far west as DeQuinder. They go as far north as Boardman and as far south as 696. Now we used to offer that like all the way down into Detroit and over into farther portions west into Oakland County. Unfortunately, as I talked about the funding issue, this year, your increase in every other community that we serve, and this has been common since prior to COVID, is about 1.75%. During that same period of time, we've suffered through the 7 and 8% inflation rates. Frankly, unless we get more money from SMART, we had to make some decisions about being able to afford to do it at all or becoming insolvent. If we don't have enough money, we can't operate at all. So we decided, I had to decide, but we didn't decide anything, I had to decide. As of January 1st, we had to tighten up our area a little bit. Because what would happen is a senior group from X community, didn't have to be Memphis, in the middle of the day, sometimes, would want to go down to the Fisher Theater for a matinee. And they'd have lunch while they're there. And we'd take 10 people. And while they were there, that bus is no longer useful for anything except doing that. Now that's useful, but it's useful for 10 people. If that bus is here and drops somebody off in the New Baltimore area for lunch, out at one of the restaurants there along the water, while they're at lunch, that bus can go take care of other riders. So we just had to make some really tough decisions because of the funding that hasn't come back from SMART. And that's what caused some of your very large southern communities to say to SMART, listen, we've got to do something about this. Our people are paying a mill, that's a lot of money, and we're getting a fraction. Whatever a mill brings in Memphis, and I'm not sure what that is, you would know better than I, but you're getting $3,000 of that back. I suspect a mill in Memphis brings in a lot more than $3,000. So until we get that resolved, we're going to see these things happen. I'll give you one really dramatic example, because this one is pretty well documented. We're now in 2024, 25. So the last year before this year, my insurance comes due every September. Our insurance for the community transit was $180,000 a year. This year when we renewed, it was $270,000. Apparently, community transit has a high prevalence of injury because folks get on buses, they fall down the aisle. As long as that bus is running, it becomes a matter of auto insurance. Doesn't even have to be moving. And so the insurance companies have really driven it through the roof. So we're paying over $250,000 in insurance alone. When you have those kind of costs, you have to look at where you can narrow your scope just a little bit to cover those.
Are they going to continue the Metropolitan Airport runs?
What's that? Right now, we intend to
Because
continue.
I know that's Wayne County.
Yeah, we do. That's the one thing that we've kept open because that has been, all of it's well received by the public. But there is a tremendous number of people that use that, and even for an airport run. The thing is, they can get out the airport, they can get back, and they're still, for their 8-hour day, they're still available for, 5 hours-ish of it to provide other rides. So it's a little different kind of service than for our, our senior and recreation trips.
And you're saying you'll still operate in all of the boundaries of Macomb County?
We still operate as far south as 696. So the final, if you will, the final boundary in Macomb County will actually be 8 miles.
Okay.
We don't go farther south than the 696 Express.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Parks and Rec can still
They can
utilize the
they can go,
bus.
like I say,
Which is
from New Baltimore to Hall Road and you know, for that matter, to 11 Mile Road, which is 696 in New Winter.
Are we still going to the Art Institute?
So the Art Institute is funded through the DIA. I had to apply
Yeah, but I
for
meant
that.
for the bus though.
Yeah.
I can't go on the smart bus
No
anymore.
smart bus.
We did try to give a little bit of time for communities to get used to this. That's why we made the announcement a few months ago. And then and we notified our senior and rec directors at that time. And if they had, we had a few, you know, that we were working with, that had tickets bought for an event after January 1st, tickets or, you know, agreements to go somewhere. And we did honor those that were already in place at that time. So we didn't end anything that wasn't, that was already on the, you know, kind of agenda for that.
So I have to ask, if there was a situation where, like, for your example, if we could guarantee 20 people, 25 people, would that be something SMART would look into?
So it's not SMART, it's our organization.
Your organization, I'm sorry.
So the problem with that is that then takes, the buses only hold about 10 people comfortably.
Okay.
So now we've just exacerbated the problem by two vehicles. Now, what we have done for communities is we've done some of those rides, and again, as long as we don't get too out of hand with this, because it all just comes about finance, because there's still cost of drivers and fuel and what have you. But what we have been able to do for some of your neighboring communities, and we'll extend here as long as we financially can,
Yeah.
is we've been able to do some evening trips.
Okay.
Because generally speaking, this time of night, all the buses are sitting in the building at 32 miles
Nobody's going to
at low
doctor's
plane,
appointments.
right? So, so we want to serve as many people as we can, but just in the current financial climate, we just can't do it.
Yeah.
Or
And
whatever. So that's really the issue.
11 o'clock in the morning is different than,
Then
6
you
o'clock
know,
in the
we have a group from one community. I don't remember which community it is now. You have to forgive me, but we have a group. I think maybe in the next couple of weeks going down to the Detroit Pistons game. That's in the evening. They're departing at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. Those buses would otherwise be sitting still. So it's basically just costing us a driver and a bit of fuel to do that trip for that community.
gotcha.
So we're certainly willing to wiggle as much
as you can.
As much as we can.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
And thank you for the tour of your facility.
Well,
So do we need to do a motion
So we need to
for,
make a motion. I'll make the motion to approve the resolution for the city of Memphis. Authorize community transit services from Richmond Lennox EMS with smart municipal credits and community credits.
I'll support.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa absent, Weaver, Wyrum.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, Mystic Cannabis, extension of hours.
So I have a quick question before we start. We got an email about this. Is this email separate from this letter? Because
An email about what? No, that was,
we got an email on December 30th.
Yeah, the
saying there would
email
be
was the
something.
whole thing, and
Yeah.
you only printed off a couple
Only
of
printed the
pages.
letter.
oh,
Because the email includes some kind of
no.
sale.
The email was about the transfer, but you already did that last month, I realized. So I'm like, and so that didn't count, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I thought they wanted it again. I was saying.
No, they
oh,
want-
why-
Yeah.
Hours again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask.
No, that was a
We already
transfer.
transferred
Am I able
that.
to go?
Yeah, I was just clarifying, sorry.
It's okay.
Just clarifying.
Hi, everybody. My name is Selena A.R. I am the manager at Mystic Cannabis, which was formerly Joyology. That is my uncle, Mason, who is the owner.
Happy New Year.
Also, congratulations to me.
Thank you.
Big book for women. But anyway, we are asking for a re-extension of our hours. I want to explain something really quick before we even ask, because we're not a greedy family and we're doing the same thing everyone else is, which is trying to put bread and butter on our table. It's just the place that we come from is kind of looked down on, and we're religious people too. We understand the concept of it. So we were Joyology. Joyology was a corporate-run business, so it wasn't really us. We were part of another ownership with them. We didn't want that. They held us back from a lot. It really wasn't coinciding with what we wanted as a family-run business ourselves. So my uncle bought them out so that it could be more of a family-run business itself. We want to continue giving to our community. We don't just want to be a greedy company asking for more. We honestly just want to coincide with Tammy's hours, so where we close at 10, 9 to 10 from Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday till midnight if possible. If that seems too greedy, we'll even agree with like 10 or 11. And then Sunday, normal hours, 9 to 8 or 9 to 10. We really will just take whatever we can get, because with where we're running right now, a lot of the people that buy marijuana come at a later time. So our main hours are from 5 to like literally 10. That's like the main dispensary time. So cutting off at 8 is just a little hard for the business and the company that we come from. That's all we're asking for, and I appreciate your time too.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
For the presentation.
Thank you. I'm really, honestly, I don't like to talk in front of people, so I appreciate it.
Any comments on this?
I personally have not seen any issues with them even being either.
I live right across the street and I see nothing. So, I mean, there's no issues. They even helped the police with some video that we needed this last few months ago, so.
So I think one of the, so this would change the hours for the ordinance totally, not
Right.
just for them, it would change it for everyone. So I just want to make sure that we're all understanding and
Yeah, we
saying-
can't change it for one company, not the
Correct.
other. It would have to be an
Correct.
ordinance change, which the current ordinance says between 9 and 8.
Yes.
Or is it 8? I don't know, I don't know.
I think it's 8 though.
Close at 8.
Yeah, they close at 8, 7 days. Anybody have any recommendations?
So what exactly are they looking for?
They're looking for,
From 9 AM till 10, till 10.
10 o'clock.
Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
And they're looking for 9 AM until midnight, possibly.
Oh, we will take it in the
Thursday or
middle,
Friday.
yes.
Whatever you can
We will
get.
take whatever we can
Friday.
get.
On Friday and Saturday.
Saturday.
What are we
Yes.
doing on Sunday?
Whatever, we'll do 9 to 10 or 9 to 8, whatever we can get with you guys with that. We're just really aiming for the weekend main days.
I mean, as much as we increase our business, as much as we can donate to the city in a monthly basis, quarterly basis, because when the revenue goes up, we can help more.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm just thinking.
so I would propose, I'll make a motion, that we allow Mystic Cannabis.
No, that's
We-
not.
that's
No,
not-
we have to
We'll
change
change
the
the
ordinance,
We
all right,
would
so
amend the ordinance.
we're gonna amend the ordinance to 9 AM till 10, Monday, go Sunday through Thursday. Sunday through Thursday. And 9 AM till 12, Friday and Saturday. So there's 2 times.
Contingent that 9 is the opening time in the ordinance. It's not, it might be,
Yeah.
it could possibly be 8, and I think it's 9 too.
We open at 9, I don't know
Right,
if that makes
open at
sense.
Okay,
so
Yeah.
does
so
the
the
I
other.
just wanted
Donna,
to
do
make
we
sure I
need
said
to be
that.
more specific
Sure,
with the
yeah.
changes in this ordinance, like what parts of the ordinance?
Well, what we need to do, they can't even change their hours until we bring the ordinance to the table, introduce it,
Correct.
then adopt it, so yes.
So we have to, right now, we're voting to change the ordinance.
We're voting to
Next month-
recommend change in ordinance, so we have to do it
Basically, yeah.
basically next month.
And we'd write it, and then next month we would amend the ordinance, or accept the amendment, correct?
Correct,
That's the
yes.
right process.
Next month, we would introduce it. The following month, we would approve it.
Right.
It has to
Okay,
be
so
introduced, and then it
introduce
starts
February, approved
10 days
March.
after it's in the paper.
Approved March,
Yes.
and then 10 days after.
Right, yes. after it's in the
Theoretically,
paper.
March is the 4th, so March 17th essentially is what it would be, when it would go into effect. If we're
Yeah, I don't
looking
have
at
a calendar, but
yeah,
yeah, it's
If we're looking
spring.
at dates.
So
Okay.
approximately 2 months at least.
Yeah, about that.
I mean, we'll have exact dates when we write it up.
Right.
Well, Donna, could you be willing to draft that ordinance?
I can work on it with someone.
Down-
Is it,
you
we're
usually
just
do.
amending an
I
ordinance,
know,
right?
but somebody's gotta take ownership of it.
Okay.
I can help you, and if, yes.
Yep, we'll take care of it.
Thank you. Basically, change the hours.
Okay, so it's,
So we need a
Motion.
motion.
Do we need a motion? She's just
We
drafting.
need a motion
Yeah.
well,
to,
that's true, we are just directing the
Yeah, we
ordinance
don't
we're
need-
agreeing to, so it doesn't
We don't
really need a
need a
motion, no, we don't.
Because we're not changing anything right now.
So we'll come back next time. I'm sorry if I
Yes.
No, so what'll happen is next month we'll introduce whatever those changes are. And we would vote to
So it's not that tough.
accept the changes, and then the next month we would vote to approve the amendment to the ordinance.
I wanted to make sure I got it correct. Okay, yes, thank you very much.
okay, thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming.
Sandy. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate all of you very much.
Unfinished business, revision of City of Memphis Ordinance 93.05, A and B, and adoption, City of Memphis Ordinance 9310, chickens.
So Steve and I worked on this. I worked on it a little more specifically, to be a little more regimented, to align with some other urban areas that have chicken ordinances. I think I looked at some in Ann Arbor, I looked at some in Warren, and these are all, to be totally honest, everything in here is pretty standard to what virtually every chicken ordinance I read out there entails. I just wrote it up, so we'd have to send it to Alan, right, to make sure legally we're good, and then we'd amend it at the next one. So this is our vote to adopt at the next meeting, right?
If this is not the one, if Ellen's gonna redo anything, then we'll have to introduce the right one, same thing as them.
Okay.
Introduce next
I don't-
month, adopt the next month.
If
So this
Alan
has to-
isn't required to read it, I'm confident in the writing of this, to be totally
I
honest.
think I am too.
But it-
Yeah, I'm 1,000,000% confident in the writing. It's literally verbatim from other. I know I'm not supposed to say that.
It's usually supposed to
but-
be written a certain way though.
Yeah.
The numbers which are amending everything,
Okay.
like with, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, it
no,
is.
Totally fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings any. I did my part.
I mean, yeah, as far as the language goes, we covered all the bases.
I'll just write it in the proper format then with
That's
this,
totally
okay?
fine. That doesn't hurt my feelings.
So, that's another one.
So
we'll
that's
have to
gonna
wait.
get,
Yeah.
Yep.
go through.
As long as nobody else has any other like revisions to this that they can see.
I didn't see any lines. It all looks pretty,
Yeah, I mean, it's literally verbatim from some of the other ordinances.
Seen it a lot.
I would mention all that, but once this ordinance takes effect, we're gonna have to speak with Mel, because there's going to be applications that need to be filed, and all of those details, which we'll have to follow this, and we will have to inspect once somebody does pull an application. So we still have some more work to do on it. I don't know where we want to do that work. Can we just continue doing it on an advisory committee or something? But
Yeah.
we have to have the forms produced. When we can start this, we have to notify the public. So just because we have the ordinance we adopted, put in the books, we still have to have the mechanics to where people can act on it. And set fees. I've spoken to Mel casually about it.
I
But
didn't
I
see
just want
other,
to side of that.
yeah, I didn't see in other communities though where it's inspected by the building inspector.
I'd like them to take a look. I mean, it's supposed to be 10 feet off the property line, it's supposed to be varmint proof. I wanna make sure those things are, I don't want them to slip by the wayside. Just my opinion, just throwing it out there. You know, do it properly, if we're gonna do it.
That's fine. So we have to create forms,
Yes.
Unfortunately,
yes.
application process.
So we will approve the fees separately from the ordinance.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay.
And it's not gonna be unlike the rental inspection ordinances that we've recently adopted, you know, they've created 9 forms for those, which I'm dropping off for Mel tonight in his mailbox to look over. And that was after the fact of adopting the ordinance, so all those details, I just don't want to say it.
Okay. Nothing on that?
Nothing on that? DPW committee regarding sidewalks.
So where are we at now? Is this tabled, or are we approving anything? or-
Well, we gotta write it up in proper format and we'll bring it back.
So it'll be brought back to the next council meeting? So that'll be our unfinished business next month.
Yes.
This doesn't have to go to the attorney?
I'm gonna ask him some questions about it, yeah.
Donna, do you want me to just email you the things that Steve and I come up with for this thing? Like the forms in the process?
Oh, you got forms made out already?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, when you make it up, yeah.
Okay.
That way it could all be approved. It won't be approved with the ordinance, but it could be approved at
I'd rather
the,
have it.
you got a couple months really with this
Okay.
to come up with that.
Alright.
Okay, where we go?
Sidewalks.
Oh, it's DPW committee, it was
DPW
sent
committee.
there.
Mhm.
Did
We
you?
did not have a meeting.
We did not.
No, we didn't.
I was wondering when I saw this on here, I was like, did I miss something that I
No, I did too, Tim.
didn't know about? I'm
Thought
like,
they were
oh
in
no.
minutes.
I'm gonna have to talk to
No, it was on
Mark.
the last one, so we were talking about, we're just gonna start putting things on for don't get lost.
Yeah, okay, so we need, so this is for us to schedule a meeting of the DPW committee.
Correct. We need to schedule.
That's all you see.
Yep. Yep. Well, I'll get together with.
We can do it.
Bart, you and me, are you on that?
It's, you, me, and Ken.
Ken Dunbar?
Yes, sir.
The other Ken.
All right, well,
Yeah.
before we exit the door, can we set up a meeting?
Yeah.
Can we do the time we have right now? Thank you. All right, we'll get together and set up we'll set a meeting as soon as possible, and we'll get together and work that out.
Works for me.
New business, administrative memo regarding budget amendments. This is- What do we have to do with this one?
These are our budget even. Like the water and sewer grant expense.
Mhm.
We might amend so much if this is what we got in so far, so we have to amend it. It might not be all of it, but
Okay. Oh, so things that we've already approved.
These are, yeah.
yes.
These are things we've already
Yes.
done.
Okay,
So I'll make a motion to approve the fiscal year 24-25 budget amendments as noted.
Support.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa absent, Weaver,
Yes.
Wayrum,
yes.
Zimmer.
Yes.
Alright. W and S invoice for Midwest Steel.
And there were 2 invoices for Midwest Steel. One was laid on your desk after,
Okay.
so to approve both of these.
Oh, okay.
I got 2.
What's this one, Bart?
Okay.
Well, issue.
One's a variable frequency drive, it's controls.
Yeah, we had one go bad, and I forgot the date, but they were like within probably 30 days of one another. So, and one was under emergency condition, so that was a little bit more labor, I think. And then This one was September, what, I have an iPad, but,
Number 12.
and so this was a little less. Both drives ran 36.94, 27 cents. But you're gonna see a labor cost difference in them.
Is that 1960s, is that the labor portion of that?
Yes.
And then,
So you have, yeah, this one is 56, 54, and 27 cents, and the other one I I think the two of them were around $12,000, and you have both of them to try to use.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
right around.
Yeah.
So whatever the total of those two are.
56, 54, 27.
That's one of them, there's two of
Yeah,
them.
the other one is, it includes, so there was another one on the table
They were a
there.
little bit
It's field
higher.
tech
It includes the
sent to
field
site.
tech guy that.
Yeah.
It's this one, Steve. It's the same thing, it just has
Okay, I
the
see.
field tech.
So yeah, and those would be, if I've got to put a number on them, covered well number 2, and then well number 3.
Free, yeah, that's what they say. So I'll make a motion, did these already get paid? Or that's what
They what?
they need to be paid?
Yeah, this is,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
need to be paid.
Make a motion to pay the invoices to Treeless Midwest Inc. for $6,634.27 and $5,654.27 as listed.
Support.
Hang on 1 second. Parker,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa absent, Weaver,
Yes.
Waram,
yes,
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar.
Yes.
Is there any questions on what those are used for, by the way, from anybody? Steve would know, but nobody asked that.
Just the rate the walls pump, that demand comes up, right?
Yeah, we control the speed of it. Now we're set up down, and we have to slow the,
That's why you're running them manually, because
yeah.
they weren't working.
because I can only put so much through
Right.
that plant, but I have them.
Number 3, the increase of the, is it the credit card?
Yes. We've been running into issues, our limit between all the departments and Parks and Rec is $5,000. And there's emergencies where a few times it's been fire and DPW or DPW and police. There's not enough to put anything on. And we have to wait the whole month before they can get whatever they need. So I decided, can we increase it to at least 10,000 and see how that works?
And is this same card used across all departments? Is it?
Yeah, that's what I said, it's between all the
When we
departments,
see our
5,000.
card charges in our financial statements, that's all being tied back to the same card.
Yes, and as far as like Becky, there's a few times she had to pay out of pocket because there was no money left and just bring us in receipts, which the auditors don't like that, and we shouldn't be doing that.
I've had that happen too, where I go to run the card at a store and it's declined because we're at the
Yeah,
limit.
and it's,
Or my water samples, the $31 declined.
Well, I make a motion to up the credit limit to $10,000. We'll see.
Or, that's a, no.
Yeah. We're spending the same amount of money, so.
Yeah.
it's like-
Yeah.
Mazer,
Yes.
Sofa absent, Weaver,
Yes.
Waram,
Yes.
Zimmer,
Yes.
Dunbar,
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. That is everything, right? So,
Just another day.
that's it. No, I'm getting my feet wet, so we're getting up to speed on things, and hopefully we'll get a lot of, things rolling here in the future, and, I appreciate seeing a lot of people out there and everybody coming on in, so,
Definitely.
it's gonna be a good year. I'm excited. So.
I don't have
Moving
any.
forward, right?
Yeah. Oh, side note, I will be out of town from this Friday for 2 weeks. So
Feel free to call me if you need.
she'll be in charge, so it'll be, so I'm just gonna wrap up a bunch of stuff before I go, so, but I'll be available on email and stuff, so,
Robbie, can you run a
yeah.
place?
She's got-
We still have broken one. I wanted to ask you before,
Did you
but
say
I
for,
gotta get people informed.
did you say for 2 weeks, Dan?
Yes.
Okay. That's starting
Friday,
Friday.
just Friday, yep.
Nothing for me?
I just want to, I think this is in everybody's packet, just information only. I follow up again on some of the issues with the detention pond. I went to Macomb County Public Works and talked to Rocky Rizzo, he's an engineer down there. And he did pretty much confirm what I brought before, that soil erosion permits were pulled for the individual homes, but he does note in his communication that letter that there needs to be a permit pulled for the detention pond when that gets built. And that they were basically just informing the city that the county just did not need to be involved in the building of the detention pond, because it does not connect to a city drain. So it was they were very helpful. They also waived the fee, the $1,200 I asked for, so they did that as a courtesy because we're inter-city agency, so that did not cost us anything. So what he did note there, you know, that before construction starts, that has to be pulled, that soil erosion permit. And also it is our responsibility to have our city engineer look over that construction and sign off. So when we get to that point, we just want to make sure that we have BMJ, the representative. I talked to him or emailed him, Phil from BMJ, but I have not had a conversation with him because I want to discuss that with him, make sure they're just aware of what's coming up. That's all I have.
He's on vacation right now, just let you know, Phil.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Warren.
in Florida, on a sailboat.
Rub it in.
I don't have anything.
Motion to adjourn.
Let me know when you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It'll be